Hey, it's Big Jeff, and I bet you're wondering what's in this box and how something this small can produce 800 watts at 4 channels. Stay tuned, we're about to tell you why for the next unboxing. MARTS Digital Audio. I'm Big Jeff from BigJeffAudio.com. Hit that like button now, we'll be right back with another unboxing. This way you can see it before you buy it. Okay, here we are with the MARTS Digital, which I know you all been hearing left and right because we launched it a little over a year ago, but now obviously they've had other distributors and sellers and everything else. But I'd like to take the glory of getting this thing kicked off in the USA, and we still are the only ones with the version 2 amps. But we're going to talk about a very popular amp. This is the MXS-800X4 2-ohm, and then version 2. Let's figure a couple things out. So in the MARTS Digital line, you have the MP line, which is their premium line. You have the MXS line, which is all your multi-channel. MXD as in dog, which would be your full range. And then MXB as in boy, which is your bass amps. Okay, that's it. And then they have different sizes and ohms. What we're talking about here is the MXS 800x4, which is rated at 2 ohms per channel. This is the version 2. And this right here is a box full of power. Very popular. RMS 2 ohms, 195 watts by 4. And we're going to check that out on the bench later. RMS 4 ohms, 105 per channel. Frequency response, 10 hertz to 20 kilohertz. Yes, this is a full range amplifier. Signal to noise ratio is 95 dB. You do have low pass and high pass crossover. We'll take a look at that in a minute. So first thing I want you to notice, it does come in a nice box, not cheap, falling apart, brown. They do package all their amplifiers. And when they first came out, they listened to every comment you posted on videos from us and or other people and made the changes we asked for. So nice, strong box, something you'd want to keep and use for something else. Definitely, I'm a box guy. Big, thick piece of foam on top. You get a manual. All their amplifiers come with stickers. You get a caution card, which you see in most of your amplifiers now, telling you don't be a dummy and run wire too small or drop it below the impedance it's made for. We'll just throw that to the side. You do have 2 different Allen wrenches, I'm guessing for the power and the speakers, and some screws. And they all come with high to low input ports. What does that mean? Well, if you're adding this into a factory stereo, you cannot have to purchase a high to low adapter. You can use these right here, and this will take the high level input out of your radio into this as a low level input. Okay. Next thing you know, still huge padding inside. This amp is small. So version 2, what do you get on this? Because this is not a bass amp, it doesn't need a bass knob. But what they did do on the front is have a clip, power, and protect light on the front of it here. You can see it, and we'll show it a little better later, which is good for tuning. You don't have to break out any meters. You can tune this to clipping. Another cool thing on the back here is you have channel 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4. They both have separate crossovers. So you can cross over 1 and 2 and cross over 3 and 4. Say you were running a small woofer or something else, or you wanted the crossover point to be more mid-bass-ish, where the highs would be more highs. Or let's just say you're separating tweeters and drivers, and you want more vocal out of the driver, and you wanted more of a high out of the tweeter, you can do that. So that is really cool for a very inexpensive amplifier. Okay, so high pass, low pass, yes, 40 hertz to 2 kilohertz on both sides. Why are they matching? Remember, crossover points are at a point, so it cuts it off and above. So if we were doing low pass and we had this set to 80 hertz, It would allow everything 80 hertz and under to go through and not. If you were doing mids and highs and you wanted more of a mid bass range, you would put it at a higher, or you would just put this to full range and let it blow through. So that makes sense. On the bottom, you do show on the version 2 here, there's a sticker like they do on batteries that shows this was produced in 2024. That's how new this is. We have, and we're the only ones as of right now, and this is May of 2024 that has the version 2s. Why is that? Well, we helped launch the brand. We put a lot of time, money into marketing it, and that was part of one of our deals. You want to buy from somebody else, more than welcome to. You will have to wait for the version 2. We still have some of the original version. Not a lot of changes on some amps like this, so not really a big deal. But on the bigger amps, if you look through our videos, there is, especially over the bass knob, the input and output. Let's talk about input and output. Let's turn on the Big Jeff cam real quick. So I want you to notice here, this little amp still has 4-gauge inputs. Now, could they say that's overkill? No. Also, on the speaker side, I'm going to say that's about 12 gauge, depending, or 14 gauge. I would like to see that maybe a little bit bigger, but we're talking about mids and highs, and we're only talking about 800 watts. So overkill here, but who wants to run 8 gauge anymore? But I think you're fine on the speaker side. Let's turn the Big Jeff cam off. Now, how do you explain the wire size? Well, when I was in retail many years ago and had a retail location, we had to explain that all the time. And I just tell people, you buy a Slurpee at 7-Eleven, and instead of grabbing the Slurpee straw, you grab a coffee straw. Yeah, you're going to get Slurpee up there, but you're going to pull so hard, you're going to have a headache and might even pass out. You take that out, you put a much larger straw in, right up, get a head freeze. Same thing with power. So the larger or the amount of strands, the easier the electricity, in this case coming in, which is DC, will flow in. And the same thing on the out, the easier the AC will flow out for your speakers. So it is important. Definitely do not want to undersize things. And I don't really know if you could go too big. I mean, if you had an amp that would accept 8-gauge outputs and you wanted to run 8-gauge to your mids and highs, I mean, why stop you? I don't think it would really hurt. But definitely matters on power and ground. And do not mix power and ground, meaning if you're going to do 4-gauge on power, do not do 8-gauge on ground. It's an in and out. It's so very important that the wire is matching. It is just as important the ground, if not more, because it will try to pull grounds through RCAs or other places where it can get it. And that's when you have noise. You can even blow equipment up. So very important you get a solid ground on even a small amp or a big amp, multiple grounds if possible, to the chassis of the vehicle. Some people run directly to the battery. I don't think that is as good, especially the length of the run will have more resistance. You want to be able to check your ground from one end to the other with the lowest impedance. That means the lowest resistance possible to allow this product to pull power in and get it out. So that was just a little bit of a techie there. Anyway, this amp right here, let's look at the size. The actual amp itself is only 5 inches. It's about just shy of 6 with the terminal and the RCA, okay? The height of the amp is 2 inches and 5 inches. We already did that way. 5 inches that way. I'm sorry, 5 inches that way. So basically, this can go anywhere. You can see how small it is in my hands. People ask all the time, hey, Big Jeff, or they ask through questions of my team, what's the best, which is better? And I always answer, what are you getting for your money? One would be the quality. Second would be the warranty. And third, I rate it on how many returns I take back. Being that we sell up to 5,000 orders a month, and within those orders are multiple items between retail, like eBay, Amazon, and our website, and also wholesale. We get people that have no clue what they're doing to people that are experts. So I take an average return rate and why. And I can tell you, MARTS digital return rate is very small. Usually it's only the really big amps over 13K. And generally that comes down to electrical system. But on this type of stuff, they just don't come back. I did see a video where a guy somehow blew one right out of the box or what. Can stuff go wrong brand new? Yes. I mean, it's electronics, and it has to get shipped here and then to somewhere else like us, and then shipped from there, possibly to a dealer that's selling it from us, then to you, or just from us. It's going to happen, just like having a bad TV. Or have you ever turned a TV on one day, it just didn't turn on, and you're like, what happened? It was just working last night. It can happen without even abuse. But other than that video, I have not seen anything negative about it. We had one blow up, catch on fire with Parker the bass head, but the video also showed that he had a speaker totally tear apart with a dead short. And when you're doing that much power, dead short's not very good. Sometimes the amp can stop it in time, and sometimes it just melts right through the solder. But other than that, and you're talking about thousands, and I mean several thousands of amplifiers just from us, let alone all the other sellers, with no major issues. So, MARTS Digital MXS-800X4 2-ohm amplifier with a clip light and a protect light on the front, 2 separate crossovers, super small. Stay tuned. We're going to put on a bench and hook it up and see what we get. And if you want right now, I like to crack them open and then sign it so people know they still have a warranty. Let's go ahead and do that. I do not recommend you cracking this at home. Now, also, hit that like button. We post on so many, we have multiple YouTubes, other people's YouTubes, Facebooks. The way it works is views when it comes out, people hit the like button, move it up a little bit higher. So you hitting the like button, super important. If you can, and at the end of the video, leave a comment. We do try to respond to them, look at them, and ones that are personalized, my team usually tries to send my way, although I can't answer thousands, but I do my best. But things like this, we do get feedback and give it to the manufacturers. Remember, I do not own or build MARTS Digital. I am a reseller, and we have worked side by side with them to make changes since the line came out a little over a year ago. And to me, when a company makes changes, especially that fast, and they weren't major ones, they were just things that people would like to see, very important. Let's go ahead and turn the Big Jeff cam back on. And there we go. Say it all the time, I'm not a amp engineer. I learned it along the way. I can tell you they stuffed a lot inside this little thing. Big transformer there. You have your board. No, it is not Tiffany style, but it is just an 800 watt amp. I mean, it's pretty compact, pretty clean in there. Again, this will show us if we can get the 800 watts out of it, but that's what we're looking like on the inside. Okay, I'm gonna put this back together after I sign it, and I don't really like signing things, but it is for somebody to know that I cracked it open, which means it will not void the warranty. So if you did get this, this was the actual one that we used for the unboxing, and I appreciate you. Okay, let me put this thing back together, and we'll come back and throw it on the bench, play some music with it. I'll see you in a little bit.